Hello, it most certainly is. Just doing a last little bit of setting up. Just need to figure out how to share the stream. That would be a good idea. Where are we looking at? Options? Is there a shareable link? Fantastic. I guess while you're here, Vanity Bites. I do have some background audio. Is that like too high, too low, too loud, just right? What are we looking at here? Before I spit this out to everyone and it somehow like blows out their eardrums or something. I don't want that to happen. Audio output capture. It looks fine. It's good. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you. Sounds good. Okay. And I guess with that, let's alert everybody and bring the people in. Probably should have typed this out before I before I started. Let's see, streaming. Some spell design. Let's make some spells together. There we go. That sounds quite nice. Yes, Discord, I would love to alert all 764 people. And are you... okay, cool, there we go. I was waiting for it to do its little autofill thing. Alright, there's my Discord. Now let's go spam Terran's Discord. And now let's go into Eric's Discord, because he told me to do it, so I will. Self-promo. And then let's go to Josh's, because he also helped me set this stream up. So, Josh from Dungeoneers Pack, if you're here, but you probably aren't already, because I haven't pinged you, thank you for helping me get up and running. Do believe that is everybody, I think. Yes. Cool. Ah! Fantastic. Let's see. We've got my lovely fiance. We've got... Hey, you are here. Hey, how's it going? I don't know if you popped into the bit where I said thank you, but thank you for helping me set the stream up once more. Now the question is... No, Stream Elements is still being annoying and not wanting to show my chat, even though I told it to. Huh. That's annoying. At the very least, I do have a backup, so I guess we'll just do that for now. Here on my regular account. This is a bad idea. I assume that's you, Ash. I don't see why this is a bad idea. This is a good idea. We need a spell that requires all players to give their credit card number and the 4 funny numbers on the back. Only activates on a natural 20. You don't say. It is Ash. Fantastic. conjure tacos. Fantastic. Thank you, Eric, for that. Okay, so let's see. Oops. So, I probably should have gone over what I want to get prompt-wise. Isn't that just create food and water? Yeah. So, what I'm looking for prompts, how I kind of want this to work, is basically you guys in chat give me a one-sentence descriptor, and with, like, not really any mechanical weight to it. So something kind of vague that I can then work around. So, like, a good example would be something you can wear, as an example, right? But a bad example would be like, okay, I want, if you cast this spell on somebody wearing a hat, they then become mind-controlled and take 1d8 psychic damage when they try and take the hat off. That's too specific. That, at that point, is your spell, not my spell. So, yeah, hopefully that made sense. But if anybody in chat has ideas, let me know. Also, I do appreciate the $2, but I just realized I'm not sure if I have my monetization set up properly. So I should probably double check that once I'm done the stream. But thank you nonetheless. So Vanity Bites is... I just want to double check. Okay, so, if anybody has a prompt like that, let me know. Okay. You could throw deadly tacos. How about instead of conjure tacos, we go with the theme Midnight Sparkle. Okay. Midnight Sparkle. Okay. So it's just it's gonna wipe over the taco thing for a little bit. So what can we do with Midnight Sparkles? Immediately what I'm thinking with that is a spell that's stronger when it's cast in darkness or specifically under moonlight. The name of the spell is Food Fight. That's your prompt. Okay. So we got another prompt from Ash. While I sit and stew on Midnight Sparkles, we can write down Food Fight by Ash. Oh. There we go. Okay. So yeah, for this one here, what are ideas we have? Let's start with this one, because I think it's... Sorry, Ash, I think this is a little bit stronger and easier to work with than Food Fight, but we shall see. So, if you guys want to help me out in chat, I'm just going to sort of write down a few ideas for what Midnight Sparkle could mean as a spell. So like I said before... what was it? Get stronger in darkness slash moonlight. Feel free to ignore you. No. I kind of like the midnight sparkle thing, if that's what you're kind of talking about. Is there a procedure we have to go through to give a prompt? Yeah, no, just literally type it out in chat. I will add it to the prompt list, and then we can kind of workshop some mechanics for the prompt. Basically, what I'm looking for is a simple sentence, just like, something you can wear is a good prompt, but no, like, mechanical kind of like, you know, put the hat on, take damage, it's 1d6 damage. If you try and take the hat off, it's you have to make a save and, you know, things like that. Like, I'm not looking for mechanics, I'm looking for a prompt, which then we can further turn into, I don't know, a spell, a cantrip, or a spell. I guess they're kind of the same things. People often call it level 0 spell, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I do kind of like the Midnight Sparkle thing. Maybe we can... I'm not sure I'll call the spell Midnight Sparkle, but that's kind of... Wait, what just happened? What do you mean? Was I too complex with my descriptions? Wait, what just happened? Oh, that's your prompt. Okay. That's interesting. So some sort of confusion thing. Let's see. Jaden. I'll put your full name. Radiator. Kadin. Cool. Also, Hart, if you're still here, I have also kind of forgotten how to add moderators on the fly. Hopefully things go fine, but I'll definitely do that outside of the stream. I think I can. Kind of. If I go to default... Okay, cool. I can copy and paste from the chat. That makes things a whole lot easier. Cool. Okay, so we got... Food fight. We got... Wait, what just happened? Okay, so for Midnight Sparkle, definitely looking for that when it gets stronger in darkness and moonlight. I'm kind of thinking just moonlight. If we go with just moonlight, then it is way too niche. Glitter and sparkle shoot out of you. Con save for a creature within 10 feet. You can go invis until the start of your next turn. Con save would be blinded. Glitter and sparkles. Okay, so some sort of blinding effect. Midnight Sparkle. Okay. Blinding effect. Maybe go in Viz also. Maybe some sort of... Or like glitter smoke screen, you say? Okay. Ninja vanish, but with glitter. Glitter smoke screen slash ninja glitter vanish. Okay. So some sort of AoE. Some sort of area of effect. Smoke screen that, when cast, turns you invisible and blinds your enemies. I think I like that, actually. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Now, do we want to tie in the whole get stronger in moonlight and darkness thing? That... See, it's pretty flavorful, but... Then you would have to tie that into the power budget of the spell, meaning that it would therefore be weaker when not used in that kind of environment. Good idea, but doesn't mesh. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's kind of stacking a little bit too much on. I think you're right. So, we've got regular... Yeah, regular invisibility is 2nd level. And blindness, deafness is also 2nd level. And then greater invisibility is 4th level. So I'm thinking we make this a 3rd level spell. So... Yes. Yeah. We'll start with 3rd level. Let me just copy Spellakazam here. Gotta love my placeholder titles. Right, so... Midnight Sparkle. Initially, I wasn't gonna go with the name, but now the mechanics are literally tied into the name itself, so I think we kind of have to go with that. 3rd for 1 round. Gotta go longer then. Yeah. Maybe if you cast the spell with like a 5th or 6th level, because there are a select few spells that kind of do this. It's like, okay, if you go like 3 levels higher, then the effect slightly changes. So instead of like for 1 round and then they're not blinded afterwards, the creatures are then like, it doesn't end until they succeed on a con save kind of thing. And that's how we can kind of make it 3rd level to start. Oh, hold on. We got a new prompt from my lovely fiance. Would you look at that? Heart. Love bomb. Oh boy. Love bomb. Ooh. Area of effect. Ranged. Charm. Ooh, that could be pretty nasty. Good move. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like spells that sort of upcast in unique ways like that. I think there need to be more in D&D that way. Let's see. Incite violence or something. I think there's a spell called Enemies Abound. I'd have to look that up, but I think Enemies Abound targets one person and makes them think that there is, like, all their allies are their enemies unless they succeed on a save. But for now, jokester, I will write that down. Incite violence. Sorry, I'm just like contemplating. Can we turn that into a cantrip somehow? Because we have friends, right? There's the friends cantrip, which is like charm light. But can we get enemies abound light? I don't know, but I think what we'll do now is we'll flesh out Midnight Sparkle. So it is going to be a 3rd level Incite, a spell that gives multiple choices. Violence was one option. Violence is always the option, actually. I don't have many other ideas beside that. Yeah, no problem. That's kind of what the whole show is about. If you even want to call it a show. But yeah, basically, you give me a prompt, and then, like how we've done up here with Midnight Sparkle, we'll start workshopping and what have you. Oh, joke. Okay. I gotcha. I know who you are now. Always try and cast Incite Motivation on me, but I end up rolling Incite Nap. Incite Motivation. I think we have Incite Motivation. Yeah, that's kind of just Bardic Inspiration. I was wondering if maybe I could turn that into something. And Incite Nap is literally just sleep or cat nap, so. But I realize the joke. I'm just trying to work things out in my head. So, Midnight Sparkle. I know Illusion was kind of, like, there as the default one from when I copied it over, but I'm actually kind of liking Illusion. There's just something about what we're trying to do with this spell being like a ninja smoke bomb vanish thing that just kind of works. So, one action I think is fine. Range is self. Components would be somatic verbal material. Somatic makes sense because, you know, you would have to, like, have this thing in your hand and then throw it onto the ground and then it just, like, poofs out with magic. But if this is supposed to be like a ninja stealth kind of thing, I think I'm gonna get rid of verbal because well, you know, ninja want to be stealthy. A pinch of glitter, yes. A pinch of glitter, perfect. And then duration. I think duration with this we can just go instantaneous, or we could write down 1 round, but I guess it's kind of more like instantaneous in the fact that the effect happens instantly, just like how Find Familiar is instantaneous, but it's actually indefinite until the creature dies. So yeah, agreed on instantaneous. Yeah. Text goes here. I want to double check. Are we actually... Okay, cool. Yeah, no. I was just like... I got worried for a second that I didn't put the audio on loop, and I was wondering if, like, is this the same song? No, it's just similar. So we got 3rd level illusion, action, range of self, because it's gonna, like, poof out from you. Somatic and material, a pinch of glitter, and duration is instantaneous. I think we're pretty set on that. Text goes here. Now the fun part. So, how are we going to do this? Let's see. You infuse a pinch of glitter with shadowy magic. Thrusting it to the ground below you, because we gotta like incite that ninja smoke bomb kind of feel. You infuse a pinch of glitter with shadowy magic, thrusting it onto the ground below you to create a large visual distraction, I guess. Okay. Hey, Flutes, how's it going? We are currently working on Eric's suggestion here. So if you do have a suggestion of your own, so far it's mainly been like spell names, kind of. But it doesn't necessarily have to be just that. It could be like, I know I bring this up a lot, but something you can wear is like a good example, and then we can workshop things out from there. So, if you want to start thinking up a few things. But yeah, Midnight Sparkle. So, now let's actually get into the mechanics now that we have the little flavor text out of the way. Interesting. And spell components as a starting point. Yeah, I mean, we could do... I suppose we could do, just like a component, and what kind of, just strictly the component, what kind of spell would that mean, you know? So what I'm thinking for this one is a pocket full of guacamole. Perfect. Well, I think that would probably be, create tacos. But yeah, anyways, what I'm thinking for this is I can't decide if this is going to be a 5-foot AoE or a 10-foot AoE. And yeah, I think I mean, it's easy to be like, oh, you know, creatures you define in the area, but I think this is a lot more hazardous and volatile of a spell, so I think it should literally be all creatures in the area other than you, meaning your allies can potentially get caught up in this. Yeah, hit them all. Yeah, alright. Full 3rd level, I like 10. Yeah. And, yeah, any poor squirrels get caught up in the blast. They're going to be very confused. Alright. All creatures within 10 feet of you must succeed on a... it would be cool to do some spells that combine damage types like Ice Storm does. Yeah, because Ice Storm is cold and piercing? Or am I thinking of a different spell? Bludgeoning and cold. Okay. Oh, because hail. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Let's add that to the list. Let's see. A multi-damage type spell like Ice Storm. Summon breakfast. What's with everybody in food? We've got Conjure Taco, we've got Summon Breakfast, we've got Food Fight. I think you guys need to go and maybe get something to eat. Hey, Pie! Long time no see. Hey, you're live again. Last time I saw you streaming, it was when you played Robocraft. Not sure if you... Nope, I remember you. It's been quite a long time, though, I agree. Just making a joke. It's your culinarian class. Yeah. I mean... I could do with some more food spells now that you put it that way. Death by Snoo Snoo. I think that's a little too R-rated for D&D. But I mean, hey, if you want to put that in your game, more power to you. We're all trying to get jacked. So food's on the mind. Okay. I see how it is. Alright, let me just write that down. Food equals jacked. So, all creatures within 10 feet of you must succeed on... So, what I'm thinking is this either a dexterity saving throw to, like, block your eyes from, like, the big Twilight Sparkle kind of magic going on? Or is this a Constitution spell because you're fighting against being blinded? What do you mean there's bards in D&D? Oh no. Oh god. Just love domain cleric all over again. But yeah, blinded is normally a con save. But I do like the logic for dex. That's kind of what I'm thinking, right? Like, there are way too many con save blinded spells. I think all of them are, actually. So, like, it would be nice to have another option to blind someone that isn't just con, because, speaking of jacked from earlier, all the monsters are usually jacked when it comes to their con saves, so this would be kind of nice, especially because this is kind of risky because you actually have to get up in their face. Like, this emanates from yourself, not like, oh, I point at that creature like 120 feet away, you're blinded now, haha. You know? So... yeah. You know what? Let's go with Dex. Dexterity... saving throw. Ah, yes, they must make a food saving throw. Oh boy. Funnily enough, you can actually blind people with food as a culinarian. It's part of the flower throw maneuver. Yeah, all creatures within 10 feet of you must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or become blinded until the end of their next turn. And there we go. Blinded until the end of their next turn. Moreover, you become invisible until the end of your turn. So I kind of like that. It's basically like a flash bomb, quick get out of dodge kind of maneuver. Like, you throw it down, boom, bam, you're out of there, and then you're in safety and no longer invisible. Because if I made this your... yeah, because if I made this invisibility any longer than that, I feel like, why would you... well, it's a level above, but it packs so much utility here with, like, blinding. Because, like, 10 feet around you is still nothing to scoff at. Because it packs so much utility there that going with any more invisibility than this, I think, would be a bit too much for a third level. Language for breaking invis on an attack or forced a save. I could add that, but my only thing is that this is an action, meaning you can't take the attack action. Unless you're a fighter. Yeah. Yeah, because if you action surge and cast this and then attack, you now have... yeah, you then have an advantage on all your attacks. So... goddamn fighters, man. I'm gonna have to do that. If you attack or cast a spell, this invisibility ends early. I believe that's the wording, but before I go ahead and publish this, I will go and figure the actual wording out, too. I'm pretty sure that's the wording. But yeah, I'll double check. Oh, did you just stop streaming on Twitch? Yeah. Let's see. Sorry, I missed your first message. I don't know much about D&D, but it sounds interesting. But I don't really have time to really get into it. Maybe you might change that, though. Just watching the stream, not really able to help, though. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, there's a lot of really good channels to go and learn about D&D from. Fry Minis and Flute Salute, both in the chat. There are other YouTubers, go check them out. But yeah, I have also kind of turned my Discord. I don't know if you've seen the Discord much, but I've kind of turned that into a D&D hangout. Links in the description, by the way, if you want to pop onto the Discord channel. Yeah, no problem. You guys do good stuff. Where was my train of thought at? But yeah, stick around. I'll mainly focus on this channel around homebrew design, because that's kind of my passion. But if you just sort of get to talking with people on the Discord, I'm sure they can help you out. Okay. Anyway. Back to spells. Yes. If Joke is still here, he's also one of my players. My lovely fiance. And Ash, who has gone ahead and changed their username. Good. So, Midnight Sparkle. Let's just read what we have here. You infuse a pinch of glitter with shadowy magic, thrusting it onto the ground below you to create a large visual distraction. All creatures within 10 feet of you must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or become blinded until the end of your turn. Because it's glitter, right? It's glitter you can actually, like, swat away. So if you're, like, fanning fast enough, you can actually blow it away from your eyes, I guess. So yeah, I am pretty sold on dexterity. Blinded until the end of their next turn. I think that's good. Moreover, you become invisible. That was a weird spacing there. Until the end of your turn, if you attack or cast a spell, this invisibility ends. So our end condition there checks out for the enemy, and our end condition there checks out for the caster. So I think that's it, actually. It's a lot smaller than I was thinking it would be. But anyway, me and Eric were talking about earlier. So when you cast this spell using a slot of... Do I want 6th level or 5th level to make it permanent? And then they have to succeed on a con save. I think 6th might be a little too high, so let's try 5th for now. When you cast the spell using a slot of 5th level or higher, I actually don't need that wording there, because it's literally 5th or higher is the only way you're going to be able to do this. The creatures blinded by this spell are now blinded for 1 minute. They are able to make a... I think it has to be Constitution. Saving throw at the end of each of their turns, ending on a success. Bam. Took way longer than it should for you to find out how to change it. Yeah, I'm still in Discord, and I saw that change and I approve it. Cool. Yeah, hopefully we can foster some love for D&D with you. I always like to spread the hobby as far as I can. I should probably also save. I haven't done that in a while. That would be a little sad if I just lost everything. Remember to save, people. Okay. So now the fun part. Who is this for? As we can see here, with all my default things that I've just copied over from, it literally has everything in it. So, Artificer, or Artificer, if you want to get fancy. I think Bard, Sorcerer, or Cleric. Oh my goodness, I just realized. Bard is not in my list of defaults. This is a travesty. My fiancé will be quite upset. There we go. Okay. Artificer makes sense. Yeah, I think Artificer does make sense, because glitter could be like little scraps of iron shavings or something from their creations. They've just got like leftover scrap metal, and they're just like, yeah, I can do something cool with this. So, Artificer works. Bard, because it's glitter. Like, I don't need to say anymore, really. Cleric, there's Twilight Domain Cleric. This might be... I guess so. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure about base cleric, but I do see there being enough subclasses that would want to take this to where I'll just leave it as cleric. Culinarian, this isn't really food related, so sorry, my sweet child, but goodbye. Druid? I think this is playing more into the moonlight, because druids get, like, moonbeam and sunbeam as, like... Actually, I'm not sure about sunbeam being druid specific, but I know moonbeam is for sure. So, playing into that kind of, like, moonlight, twilight, power of the sun and moon kind of thing makes sense. Paladin. Do I want this for Paladin? I think this might be a bit too good on Paladin. Yeah. Ranger makes sense, though. Like, Ranger is very... stealthy. I need to reflavor Paladin as Glamazon. Oh my god. Imagine Paladin Ninja... Yeah. Yeah, a Paladin Ninja vanishing on the battlefield doesn't really fit the flavor. A Glamazon, though. Hey, Hart, if you're still here, barbarian subclass idea? Glamazon, maybe? Barbarian is her favorite class. Ranger makes sense. Soul Weaver. So the whole idea between or around Soul Weaver's magic is... I second the Glamazon. I thought you would. The whole idea between or around Soul Weaver's magic is they're not actually casting spells in the same way that everyone else is. They're basically quickly summoning a creature to fulfill the role that the spell would do. So some sort of like little, like a big cloud of sparkly bugs to do the same thing. Fireflies. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, Ash. Something like fireflies. Okay, so it's going on the Soul Weaver list. For sure. Sorcerer? Sorcerer, yes. Yeah, especially wild magic sorcerer. Sparkles, I think that works too well. Spell Slinger. I think... Yeah, because when I think this, I'm thinking immediately to Graves from League of Legends, who has that big smoke bomb thing. All of a sudden, glitter becomes firecrackers. Ooh, firecrackers. There is the pyrotechnic spell, but that's kind of a little sad. Maybe we could do something with firecrackers. Eventually. I know that necessarily wasn't a suggestion. But actually, we'll just add that to your list here. Firecrackers. Okay. Yeah. So, like a smoke bomb from Graves from League of Legends is making me think that, yeah, Spellslinger. Warlock makes too much sense for, like, blinding AoE, turn invisible kind of thing. And then Wizard. Because, of course, it goes on the Wizard spell list. But... yeah, actually. Because this is illusion. So therefore, the rogue could pick this up. Yeah. Huh. Okay. I think we got our spell list. Cool. Congratulations to Eric of Fry Minis for completing the first spell in the list. I should also mention, by the way, I probably didn't... Yeah, no, I didn't mention this at all. These spells are eventually going into my Soulforged spellbook project, which is going to be free. It's going to remain free, so don't worry. But I'm not sure how exactly I'm going to be doing this. I think probably the best way is to add them in like a big batch instead of one at a time, because I like doing big updates, like usually big themed updates. Although for the first one, I might just literally make it like a spell jam update, like, hey, these are all spells that were created on my live stream, but I plan on making this a normal thing, because I'm actually quite enjoying this. But yeah, so that's one done. So, Midnight Sparkle, we can take out of the prompts list. Fantastic. This is super fun, but I gotta get back to editing. Keep up the great work. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for stopping by. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for the prompt. This turned out to be a pretty good spell, actually. I like this a lot. Okay. I'm thinking... I know this might end up... Yeah. Okay, you know what I can do, because what I'm thinking here is, like, putting prompt provided by such and such person. But adding that at the bottom, like here, like, you know, you go pay, line down, and then prompt provided by. If I do that for every spell, that's going to make the spell list, like, way too long. So, at the very least, I'll put it here at the bottom of this spell. But when I actually transfer these over to the Soulforge spellbook, this is going to end up in the change log. Prompt. There we go. Bam. Simple creature, but... Oh, a robot. Oh, we're going to Eastside Mario's, apparently. That was interesting. This is on Spotify. I don't have a Spotify account, so I guess that's why that happened. But it's telling me to install the app, so maybe that's also why. I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know. But, yeah, I hope you like pasta, I guess. Summon Murder Hobo. Okay. Funnily enough, there actually is kind of a spell in the Unearthed Arcana. It's basically that. It's basically just, like, summon humanoid. Although it's like a... I think it's a spirit, so it's classified as an undead. But it's like, yeah, this is a good undead, warrior spirit kind of thing. Yeah. Concurrent viewers. 7 people are here. Wow. I did not realize that. Thank you to all 7 of you for hanging out. But what do we have next? I'm looking at Love Bomb, and I think I might try and do that one. So, Charm is pretty powerful. But let me just see. Charm Person is, yeah, Charm Person's first level. higher levels, when you cast this spell using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, you can target one additional creature for each slot above first. The creature must be within 30 feet of each other when you target them. Yeah, one simple creature on an artificer. Charm is insane when it works, yeah. So the thing with Charm is it almost kind of has that built in. So what are some ways that we can kind of go around that? Because if you upcast it, it basically does turn it into a big AoE. But I really like the idea of a love bomb. So perhaps some sort of psychic damage. Let's see here. Where are... Psychic damage, and then they become charmed? Or... after they are charmed, they must use all their movement to approach you. Small mechanical buddy. There we go. Can I use Love Bomb to stop Meppo? I mean, if it did psychic damage, yeah. Yeah, this... if it did psychic damage and charmed him, this would basically be the ultimate counter to Bear Totem Warrior Barbarian. After they're charmed, they must use all their movement to move towards you. That's kind of something... yeah, Bear Totem Barbarians are just plain scary, I agree. I mean, it makes sense. Like, they're so enthralled by you that they have to move towards you, but that's something that you don't really want as a spellcaster. As a bard with a D8. You kinda don't really want that. A wizard with a D6 definitely doesn't want that either. Psychic damage and charms in a big AoE. As flavorful as that is, I think it might be better to go with psychic damage. But then, is it really a love bomb? Well, I guess that's the bomb part of it. And then the love part of it is the charmed effect. Okay. Just charm and if they're damaged. Love bomb of pain. I think that's only specifically the wording of charmed person. A charmed creature can't attack the charmer or target the charmer with harmful abilities or magical effects. A charmer has advantage on ability checks to interact socially with the creature. Yeah. If it fails, so the wording for charmed person is, if it fails the saving throw, it is charmed by you until the end of your turn, or until your companions do anything, until you or your companions do anything to harm it. Yeah, so that's literally built into charm person and not the charm effect. So we can do something there. Yeah, I think psychic damage. Psychic damage and are charmed by you until the end of their turn. Because if it was a charmed person, right, it could basically just be... If it was like the same duration as charmed person, it's like literally like, yeah, just use this all the time. Oh boy, okay. Now what level should this be, though? Because we've made a 3rd level spell. Yeah, 3rd level or higher for sure. I'm thinking 5th or 6th level, honestly. But then the issue with that is the longer you go in the game, the amount of creatures... Yeah, the amount of creatures immune to the charm effect exponentially goes up the higher the CR climbs. Like, you know, creatures like 1 CR and lower, there's like barely any immune to charm. But like, CR 2 to 3, yeah, there's a few. CR 4 to 5, yeah, there's a decent amount. CR 6 and up, and it's like, yeah, okay, like, half of the monsters are immune to charm. But you're still always going to deal with minions. And minions are usually CR 3 or under, so... There's always going to be a need for, like, being immune to a bunch of barrages from minions. So... And if we do make this 5th level, it can end up on half casters. Because if we make it 6th level, that rules out Artificer, Culinarian, Paladin, Ranger, Soul Weaver, Spellslinger. Yeah, it's 6. 6 gone right there. Yeah. I'll make it 5th level. I'll make it 5th level. For now. So let's go ahead and grab Spellakazam. My lovely placeholder spell. Slap it in there. And we've got ourselves Love Bomb. So, is this a ritual? No, it is not. It absolutely, however, is enchantment. Enchantment. What's the wording on Fireball? Fireball is 150. Okay, it's Lightning Bolt that I'm thinking of. Where Lightning Bolt is self, and then in brackets 100 feet, or whatever. So this one is just going to be 120 feet. Somatic, verbal, I guess material, but what kind of material? What kind of material would make sense for a love bomb? I don't know. A rose? Ooh. What about dried rose petals? Like crushed up into a powder.
Did you know you can find your favorite artist concerts on Spotify? Tap the button to see a list of upcoming
Rose petal and thorn.
and virtual events just for you.
Yeah, what I'm thinking with dried rose petals is like, because like it's a dust, right? Almost like a gunpowder. And you can kind of like magically ignite that. Dried rose petals. Rose petals and thorns. Maybe the thorns. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Just need to double check. Yeah, the average 5th level multiple target is 8d6, which is how much a fireball does, and that's 3rd level. Oh boy, I love fireball. Okay. Choose a point you can see within range. A large of large burst of oh. A large burst of emotional energy. Bursts forth, attempting to overwhelm the senses of all creatures within Do we make it fireball sized? Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Choose a point you can see within range. Large burst of emotional energy burst forth. Attempting to overwhelm all creatures within a... Yeah, I could just make this fireball sized. Yeah, let's do that for now. It says of all creatures within a 20-foot radius. Choose a point you can see within range. Large burst of emotional energy. A large burst of emotional energy bursts forth. Large waves of emotional energy burst forth, attempting to overwhelm senses of all creatures within a 20-foot radius sphere. All creatures in area I think we're gonna yeah, we're gonna go with the wisdom for this, because that definitely makes sense. For like overwhelming senses and all that. Let's make a wisdom saving throw. So make a wisdom saving throw. failure, they take 8d6. Oops. 8d6 psychic damage and are charmed by you till the end of their next turn. On a success, they take half as much damage and are not charmed. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So when you cast a spell using a slot of 6th level or higher, the psychic damage increases by 1d6 for each spell slot above 5th. It's gonna let Heart know. Hey, yeah, no problem. Good luck with the video. Sorry we didn't get around to your spell yet. But you can always watch the VOD. Thanks for coming to hang out. Anyway, the next bit is, what is this going to be for? I don't see this being an Artificer spell at all. So, I don't know, what do you guys think? Is this a bard spell? Does this make sense to you as a bard? Love Bomb, Charming? Man, I don't know. I'm not really seeing the through line there. Yeah. No, yeah, this is a bard spell for sure. Cleric. Yeah, I don't know if it's a bard spell. I don't know. Cleric. Yeah. I think I'm just getting flashbacks to the Roofy domain. I mean, Love domain. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see this as cleric. Yeah. I don't see it as cleric. Culinarian can only cast up to 4th level spells, so that's easy. Druid. I don't really see this as a druid spell either. Bard, cleric, paladin. Love Bomb. See, I don't see this as a paladin spell either. Like, nothing about this says, like, holy, praise the gods, magic. This is like, okay, let me just, like, mind control and warp others to my will, and also my god's will, which is, like, an evil god, maybe, but, like, default paladin is usually kind of, like, good. So, gonna yoink that off there. I also don't see this being on the ranger list. Soul Weaver, I don't see this being either. Like, you can't really make a creature to, like, charm the person. Sorcerer? I can see this being Sorcerer. I can also see this being Spellslinger. This makes sense for a Spellslinger, too. Because, like, the majority of the Spellslinger spell list is damage spells, so this does damage, so therefore it's fine. Warlock makes perfect sense, and Wizard. It's the Wizard.
Did you know you can find your favorite artist concerts on Spotify?
I think we're good.
Tap the button to see a list of
Oh.
personalized.
Did you know you can find your artist on Spotify? I did not know. Thank you. Okay. I think I might have to start paying for Spotify. I didn't realize this before setting this up. Interesting. So there we go. Love Bomb is done. Fantastic. That's 2 spells. Not too shabby. Oh, I should probably take this and that and lovely. Why can I not? Slow down. There we go. I can spell heart now. Perfect. Prompt provided by Lovely Heart. Love Bomb is done. That's why. There we go. Just wondering why that was standing out so much. It was the wrong text color. Not that that really matters. Okay, so what, I think we got one more spell in us. So let's see. The multi-damage one? Yeah. I kind of did say, like, I know that you guys are still here, Joke and Ash, but I did kind of say to Flutes that I would do their spell next. Multi-damage spell. A multi-damage spell. I'm just thinking if we could turn that into a cantrip, but I've done that already, basically, with a sorcerer-only cantrip. So... yeah, I've basically done that already with a cantrip, so we can't do a cantrip for that. What are you guys thinking? To kind of flesh this out a bit more. Because what Flutes has given us here is incredibly open-ended, which is awesome, but also not so awesome. Where do we go? What do we do? So what we could do with this is potentially random damage types. Ooh. Let's start with a level. I guess so, but I think maybe, no. The thing, if we start with level, it's like, okay, let's make a first level spell. And that kind of limits us to what we can do mechanically. I would like to have at least a few more mechanics other than it does multiple damage types. Or 2 set types. Or maybe we could at the level to start out with. There's a 4th level spell, you say? Yeah, okay, Ash, maybe we could pick the spell level first and then go from there. So Joke is saying 4th. 4th gives a bit more flexibility. Yeah, and it also, like, nuzzles us right between 4th and 5th. The 2 that we've done already. If we can change the... Yeah, we can always change the level later. Yeah, we'll do that. I think we'll start with 4th. So, what I'm gonna do... just to save some room here. Let's clear that out. Alright, so let's make this bad boy a 4th level as our starting point. Fourth level is... Evocation? Evocation. When in doubt, conjuration and evocation. Hold on one second here. Alright, sorry about that again. 4th level evocation. I'm thinking if we could... Can we turn this into a bonus action spell? Trying to think of something that isn't fancy Eldritch Blast or Magic Missile spell. I mean, that's always a possibility. The fact that this is, like, different, like, at least 2 different damage types. Could be interesting. But if we go with something that's like, it's Magic Missile, but roll a d12 at the start of your turn to do... Well, actually it would be d10, because there's 10 non-melee damage types. Roll a d10 before you cast the spell, and it determines the thing. But at that point, that almost seems like it could be done by a class feature, you know what I mean? Like... Maybe if there was a way to somehow make each individual, like, bolt of energy a different damage type, but without... Without... Oh. Hold on. Potential idea here. What's the average damage of a 4th level Spell 7d6. If you want to do the roll for a different damage type, I can take a look at Chaos Bolt. I've actually done, in the Soulforge spellbook, I've actually done quite a lot of sorcerer-specific spells that is basically that, but a cantrip. That, but randomized beam attack. That, but the AoE is also randomized. So I've done that mechanic a lot, and I kind of don't want to, but I also do. I don't know. The thing I have in my head right now is like, sort of like a Melf's Minute Meteor type thing. But you take all your dice, you roll them at the start of the turn, and then you save those numbers. And then that number corresponds to a damage type. Because that number would correspond to a damage type. But then... no, I guess Chaos Bolt has basically done that, where it's like, okay, if you roll a 1, here's fire, and then therefore fire is the weakest damage type. But maybe like you roll a d10, and then you take that number, and you're like, I'm gonna send this 10 to that creature over there. And then you spit the 10 out, and then you also roll the d4 to get a little bit more damage. Is that too many steps, though? Is my question. Oh, also, how is it going? It is going well, Fallen Phoenix. We have currently made Midnight Sparkle, and we have currently made Love Bomb, thanks to my fiance and Eric over at the Fry Minis channel. He stopped by, which is pretty awesome. And now we are working on another YouTuber suggestion, Flute's Loot. He also does great stuff over on YouTube. So he suggested a multi-damage type spell. Something like Ice Storm. So... yeah, he also did specifically say something like Ice Storm. So... why don't we build off of that instead of going with some sort of weird, convoluted thing like I had? Not that that would be a bad idea. I might save that for something else. But... yeah. So let's try and keep it a little grounded and in lines with what Flutes was saying. So, yeah, Ice Storm is basically like a big, huge cloud forms overhead, and giant hail balls fall down and deal bludgeoning damage, and also cold damage. So, what kind of things can we summon that would inherently deal 2 damage types? Because we've got... yeah, let's stick with this. I'm thinking I'm liking this direction. So the 2 things that jump to mind are Meteor Swarm. Pretty sure that's the name of it. The 9th level spell that deals like something ridiculous, like 20 d6 bludgeoning and 20 d6 fire. But hey, it's a 9th level spell, so what are you gonna do? Can't complain too much. Well, I mean, you can, considering the average damage of a multi-target spell at 9th level is 14d6. And effectively 40 d6 D6 is a little bit more. Just a little bit. The only thing there is it's bludgeoning, but it is magical. So therefore it would bypass most resistances. But then fire is pretty heavily resisted. Like, there's a lot of creatures out there with an immunity to fire. But, I mean, to be fair, most of those are demons, but there are a lot of demons. Air blades with shocking power. Ooh. Air blades. Air blades. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm liking that, actually, because that's slashing. And lightning. Slashing and lightning. You've got ice and bludgeoning, or cold and bludgeoning, and then fire and bludgeoning for our, like, big, huge 9th level thing. Actually, what level is Ice Storm? I should probably check that. Ice... I think it's fairly high up. Oh, we're back to Eastside Mario's again. Oh! Ice Storm is also 4th level. Cool. Joke, I don't know if you did that on purpose. But that works. I always like the idea of Frostburn. I like that too, actually. Something that deals fire and cold. That would be pretty cool. And hot. Fallen Phoenix. I will take that and add that to the prompts list, but I think we'll start with Ash's thing. Fallen Phoenix. Frostburn. Fire and cold. Do this. Whoop. Why did that end up there? Prop provided by... Loot. And it would be nice. Everything on my keyboard glows except for the alternative number pads. And, there we go. Ash. Smith. So, what do we name this? Wind Blades, Storm Blades. Yeah, because when you think wind, you're like, okay, so it's literally just like blades of air. That's cool. Oh wait, why does it do lightning damage? Yes, Store Blades. Perfect. Storm Blades. That's better. Yeah, I think Storm Blades is good, because if you go with Wind Blades or Air Blades, people don't really expect the lightning damage. But when it's Storm, You're like, okay, what happens in the storm? You got rain, you got lightning, you got high winds. This one just doesn't have the rain, but it's got the other two. Store Blades does 4d6 appliance damage. Perfect. Yeah, I think Storm Blades is good. Tempest Blades also has a nice ring to it. Storm. Yeah, I like... Tempest Blades is also pretty good. Storm Blades, Tempest Blades. What does chat think? I'll let chat... Yeah, I'll let chat talk amongst themselves. Evocation. Yeah, evocation still makes sense to me. Yeah. Tempest Blade sounds like a higher level version of Storm Blades to me. Yeah, the thing is, though, you can just kind of upcast it. Tempest Blades covering, like, a big, huge area. Storm Blades cover, like, a... maybe. I think for now we'll just stick with, yeah, I think we'll just stick with that. Okay, so, one action, range is... Yeah, let's go with 120 feet. I don't think you necessarily need a material for this one. And duration is instantaneous. Alright. Let's see here. You create a... What if we make this a concentration spell? Yeah, we haven't made a concentration spell at all today. And that way, we can very easily slot this into the Druid spell list, whose whole shtick is like, is it concentration? Yes, it's on my spell list. Yeah, you create a... What's the area of Ice Storm? It's a cylinder. Ice Storm has a range of 300 feet. But it is also instantaneous. So... Ice Storm, Druid, Sorcerer, Wizard. Oh, see, the thing, though, is... Hailstone... Oh, hailstones make the area difficult terrain until the end of your next turn. create an area of intense storm magic, letting you shape the winds within into to fine blade. Fine blades. You create an area of intense storm magic, letting you shape the winds within into fine blades. Sure. Let's go with that. A point you can see within range. A storm cloud hovers above a I think we'll go with the same area of effect as Ice Storm. 20-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder. Why did I put an S there? I do not know. Cylinder heard on a point you can see within range. Storm cloud hovers above a 20-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder centered on a point you can see within range. Cool, that checks out. All creatures in this area when the storm first appears. All creatures in this area when the storm first appears. Must make a dexterity saving throw. Taking 2d8 slashing, and so my thinking here is, where is it? Ice Storm deals 4d6 slashing, or cold rather. This is going to be 3d6 lightning, because this is concentration and can be used again and again. 3d6 slashing and 3d6 lightning damage. Okay, it does use the wording multiple times. Slashing damage and lightning damage. Okay. On a failed save, or half as much on a... let's see, failed save, half as much on a success. Just keeps going per turn until you lose concentration. Essentially, the only thing is, I'm gonna say, on subsequent turns, you can use your bonus action to whip these winds into a frenzy once more. Causing all creatures inside to make the saving throw as described above. Yeah, I think it basically needs a bonus action, because everything uses that kind of thing. Like, I can't really think of a spell that's just always on. Like, there are very few spells that require concentration and just, like, happen again. You know? Almost all of them require an action or bonus action repeat on your turn. Such as Moonbeam. So I want to take a look at this. On each of your turns, after you cast this spell, you can use an action to move the beam up to 60 feet in any direction. When a creature enters the spell for the first time... Okay, yeah, see, this is when it enters the spell for the first time. So it would be different wording here, because, like, you basically whip the winds up and about, and then on your turn again, you have to whip them again. Like, the winds don't stay there. And that's how I feel we can make this... keep this as a 4th level spell, because, like I've said before, Ice Storm exists, and that is not concentration. So, it deals 1d6 more damage, and it creates difficult terrain for 1 turn. But this one can be, like, turned back on again. I don't think we can move this. If we wanted to move this, I think that would bump this up to a 5th level. Because already a 20-foot radius area that you can just, like, pulse on again as a bonus action is actually pretty strong. On subsequent turns, you can use a bonus action to whip the winds up into a frenzy once more, causing all creatures inside to make the saving throw as described above. for the duration. Yeah. Gotta put the kicker in for duration, otherwise you're gonna get weird people who are like, oh, that means the cloud stays there forever. Yeah. I think that's pretty good. I might have to look this one over a little bit more. This one has a lot more moving parts than the other two spells we made. So I will think this one through. But 5th level or higher causes the lightning damage to increase by 1d6 for each slot above 1st. Which, in this case, would actually be 4th. Cool. So I just want to double check. Ice Storm scales, it's cold damage. No. When you cast a spell using a 5th level or higher, its bludgeoning damage increases. Okay, yeah. Let's do that. I figured that, like... I think I'm thinking of Ice Knife. Ice Knife scales its cold damage, but not its slashing. But I kind of like that, because Ash basically put the idea in my head that this is like a wind blade type thing. So, let's go with that. Slashing increases by 1d8 for each. Yeah. Because, like, a lot of the wording in this is also, like, you whip the winds up into a frenzy once more. So this is more wind-based with, like, a little bit of lightning as a kicker. I think that's nice. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. For the last thing for the stream today. Yeah, Fallen Phoenix, I should mention... Don't worry, I'll eventually get to yours, because that Frostburn thing sounds pretty cool. This little section here is not going anywhere. Actually, that one is, because it's done. But, we will come back to this list and work on it in the next stream. Don't you worry. But now, last but not least, I need everybody to figure out what spell list is this going on? Okay. Artificer. The lightning is telling me yes, but the storm magic is telling me no. Yeah. This does not make sense for Bard. This is way too high damage with, like, nothing else kind of going on for Bard. Cleric. Storm Cleric, yes, but every other cleric, no. Culinarian. It is nature magic, right? Culinarians are all about nature. But their spell list is basically fire and cold, because you can freeze food and you can cook food. It's my alarm. It's on there tentatively. Druid, abso-positively. Ranger? Maybe? Soul Weaver? No. Sorcerer, yes. Spellslinger? This just isn't really calling out to me for Spellslinger. Warlock? Not really. And then Wizard, because Wizard. Artificer. What does Ice Storm have again? Druid, Sorcerer, Wizard. Yeah, rangers would work. They do have access to other wind magic. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of saying. This is more of a wind spell. And rangers are kind of like, ooh, yeah, fast, dart on the wind, hoo hoo hoo, kind of thing going on. So, I don't think Artificer. Culinarian. They could do with a few more 4th level spells, honestly. And it's blades. Blades of wind can cut up your carrots into a nice dish. That's how I'm going to justify it being on the culinarian list. Okay. So I think we're good. Hey, Jutomi, hello. I don't know if you just popped in or not, but yeah, I joined last minute. Yeah, I thought so. Sorry about that. But this is going to be the first of many. Don't you worry. I still have a large list of prompts. I don't know if you have a prompt you want to give me before I close out that I can use in the next, well, not necessarily the next one, but whenever I get around to it. But yeah, not a bad little setup here. We got Midnight Sparkle. Not familiar enough with this. Probably best to watch the stream back first. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah, it'll give you an idea of my sort of creative process going through all this. And how you can potentially come up with something cool. Anyway, we got Midnight Sparkle, a 3rd level, sort of like ninja stealth kind of thing, but with like glitters and sparkles and happiness, and also shadowy magic, also. Kind of contradictory, but very cool. Storm Blades as a 4th level spell, pretty cool. This is a combined effort of Flute's Loot and Ash. Basically, like a concentration version of Ice Storm, but with like slashing and lightning instead of bludgeoning and cold. And then a Love Bomb by my lovely fiance, Lovely Heart. This one is actually pretty cool. It's basically like Fireball, but psychic, and also charms things. Mind you, for 1 turn, but still charms them. I do say Fireball, but it's also 2 levels above and does the same damage. But hey, Fireball is Fireball. You know, you gotta honor it. It is the spell, you know? Anyway. Yeah, with that. Really? We're ending on... I need to start paying for Spotify, I guess. I'll wait for the ad to go before I end this, because that's kind of sad. Great, thank you. So cool. Alright, awesome, fantastic. Anyway. Yeah, thanks everyone for stopping by, and thanks everyone for giving me prompts. That was pretty cool. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I was pretty nervous, but that was mainly because I haven't streamed in a long time, but this turned out to be a ton of fun. Hopefully we can get some more cool prompts going next time. But yeah, I of course have been the Awesome Soul. I will see you next time. Take care. And shall we end out the stream?